Hello and welcome to Dashing Health. I'm Dr. ID. Have you ever felt that sudden, really unsettling feeling of dizziness? Well, today we're going to explore one of its most common and honestly most overlooked causes, dehydration. Let's break down the science behind it.
You know that feeling, right? Maybe you stand up a little too fast, or you've been out in the sun for a while. Sometimes you're just sitting at your desk and bam, the room suddenly feels a bit unstable. It's an incredibly common experience, but what's actually going on inside your body when that happens?
A lot of the time, the answer isn't some big, complex medical mystery. Nope, it's actually something we all experience, but for some reason we frequently forget to consider. So let's dive into the dehydration connection. Okay, let's get straight to the point. Dehydration is a major suspect when it comes to dizziness. And the most important thing to know is that it's not just common, it's also usually pretty easy to fix. And that's the good news, right? It's often something you have direct control over. So what are we even talking about when we say dehydration? Well, in the simplest terms, it just means your body is losing more fluid than you're taking in. And that imbalance means your internal systems can't run as smoothly as they should. Think of it like a car trying to run without enough oil. Things just don't work right.
All right, so how does not drinking enough water actually lead to that head-spinning feeling? It's definitely not magic. It's a physiological chain reaction, a series of events that directly connects the lack of fluid in your body to what's happening up in your brain.
It really is like a set of dominoes. It all starts with that fluid loss. See, your blood is mostly water, so when you're dehydrated, your total blood volume actually goes down. With less blood to pump around, your blood pressure drops, and that means your heart has a tougher time pushing enough oxygen-rich blood all the way up to your brain. And that final domino, your brain sends out an alarm signal and you feel dizzy. It's a clear cause and effect.
So when you get right down to it, that dizzy feeling is essentially your brain telling you it's being under-resourced. It's not getting the steady supply of oxygen and nutrients it needs to function at its best. And, that's also why you might feel tired or weak at the same time. It's all connected.
Understanding how it all happens is really important, for sure. But knowing when you're most at risk, well, that's the key to actually preventing it. So let's take a look at some of the most common triggers.
Just think about it. These scenarios are probably familiar. Being out in hot weather, going through some intense exercise, or when you're sick, especially with vomiting or diarrhea. In all these situations, you're losing a ton of fluid. Just recognizing these high-risk moments is the first step to remembering, hey, I should probably drink some extra water right now.
But what if you've been hydrating like you're supposed to, and you're still feeling dizzy? You see, while dehydration is a huge player in this story, it's not the only one. Sometimes the situation is a bit more complex, and finding real answers means you need a clearer path. And that complexity can be so frustrating, can't it? If you've rehydrated but you still feel off balance, or if your dizziness has become a more chronic issue, that's a pretty clear sign that there's more to the story. And that's when you really need a trusted source of information to guide you. Because what you need isn't just more information. What you need are medically accurate but also easy to understand explanations. The kind of knowledge that actually empowers you to do something about it. For anyone who is seeking that kind of clarity, I really want to recommend a fantastic resource. It's a book called Why Am I Dizzy? A Clear Path to Understanding and Managing Your Dizziness. It's truly designed to be a comprehensive guide for navigating this very complex topic.
So who is this really for? Well, whether you're someone who just gets those occasional dizzy spells, or you're dealing with a more chronic feeling of imbalance, maybe you're just trying to figure out why you feel lightheaded so often, this resource is structured to address those exact concerns.
And this isn't just a standalone guide, which is what makes it so powerful. It's actually part of the Overcoming Dizziness series, and that brings a whole other layer of depth and credibility to the information inside.
So, while staying hydrated is absolutely your first line of defense, if your story is more complex, this book can truly help you find that clear path to answers. I've put the link for you right in the description below. Thanks for joining me today.